Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. It's another very beautiful Saturday morning, and once again, we are back with our predictions as usual. Always looking at football matches that is happening across the globe, and also getting the stats on these matches and making verdicts based on these stats before bringing it forward for you. All right, that's what we do on a daily basis on Betcraft. All right. And yesterday we had a very good outing. We saw that we did very well yesterday. Most of the games are, saw success yesterday, and today we are hoping to replicate that success and probably do very much better today. And we're looking for 100% actually. And today we have all these games lined up, and we'll be looking at it in a short while. But before we do that, we'll be asking those of us who are coming across our video for the first time, if you're yet to subscribe, take our time to hit the button right now so that you don't miss out on our subsequent matches, football prediction matches that will always be, presented to you on this very channel on daily basis. All right. That being said, without further ado, we'll be heading to the business of the day, and we'll be starting with the very first match in the Spanish La Liga. It is Real Madrid who will be coming up against Valencia. All right. I will be looking at the stats for Real Madrid, the home side. They've been able to achieve 4 victories and a draw in the last 6 matches, and also they've lost 1 out of those 6 games. On their way side, on the other hand, Valencia, have been able to achieve 2 victories and 3 draws, and they've also lost 1 match in the last 6 games that they had so far. All right, taking a look at how these two teams fared on home and away basis, you can see that the home side, Real Madrid, have been able to achieve 8 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches, and they've not lost any single match out of those 10 home games that they have so far. They're doing very well, and it is 80% victory for them in the last 10 home matches. That tells you that is a very good side, and also a side in the title contention between in the La Liga. All right, looking at Valencia, their way side, it is 3 victories and 5 draws in the last 10 away games, but they've lost 2 matches, in the last 10 away matches that they have so far. And when you look at how they fared on a head-to-head basis, you see that it is Real Madrid who have actually been dominating this very side, winning the 3 times out of the last 5 head-to-head meetings. Actually, Valencia have won once and had 1 draw in the last 5 meetings between these 2 sides. Okay, and but the last time both teams met was actually in January of this year, and we saw Madrid winning from away on that very occasion, winning by 2-1 against Valencia. And in this very one, with all this data that we have gotten, we expect to see Madrid to win in this very one, but we expect to see Madrid winning with home win and a minimum of 2 goals. So home win and over 1.5. That's what we expect for this very encounter. Okay, and the next is also in the Spanish La Liga, where we have FC Barcelona who will be facing Real Betis. Okay, in this one we could see that for the start for Barcelona, it is 6 wins out of 6. They've been doing very well in recent times, and Barcelona have been quite, honestly very fantastic in the last previous games that they had. And also Real Betis on the other hand have won 5 matches out of 6, and also had 1 draw. They've not lost a single match out of the last 6 games that they have so far. That's also that Real Betis have been doing very well in recent times. And looking at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, it is Barcelona who actually had 8 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. Just like Madrid, they've won 80% of the home matches and also had 2 draws in the match in the last 10 home matches. All right, and the away side on the other hand, Real Betis have actually done very well for themselves, winning 7 games in the last 10 away games, and they've also had 3 losses out of those 10 away games that they have so far. All right, on head-to-head basis, it is Barcelona who won the last meeting in January, winning by 5-1. All right, prior to that, we saw them playing at a 2-2 draw. Barcelona played from away on that occasion, and the last 5 meetings have seen Barcelona winning, 4 times out of 5, and the other one being a draw. There's never been a time Betis had the better offer Barcelona winning, so we do expect to see the home side Barcelona winning in this very one. Home winner out shortly. That's all ready for that very encounter. All right, that takes us to the next step for today. It is in Belgium Pro League, where we have Gent will be coming up against Union Saint-Gilloise. All right, Gent, the home side, have been able to achieve 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And away side, Union Saint-Gilloise have won 5 games and a loss, or just 1 loss in the last 6 matches. All right, on home and away performances, you could see that for the home side, playing from home. They've actually won 4 matches and also 3 draws in the last 10 home games that they had so far. They've also lost 3 games as well. The last home game they had, so they're losing out to Coventry by 2-1 on that occasion. But away side, Union Saint-Gilloise have been able to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 away matches. They've also had a draw as well as 3 losses. All right, in the last 10 away games that they had so far. When you look at how these two teams performed on head-to-head basis, you could see that Union Saint-Gilloise have actually been doing very well, winning the last 2 head-to-head meetings between these two sides. The last one was actually in December, and we saw Saint-Gilloise winning from away by 3-1, and we'll be expecting to see a win for the away side in this one. Union Saint-Gilloise to take the day. We win out shortly. That's all right for that very encounter. All right, and it takes us to the next game for today. It is in Netherlands, where we have FC Twente, who will be coming up against Fortuna Sittard. All right, Twente have won 2 matches and a draw, but have lost 3 games in the last 6 matches. And Fortuna Sittard, their away side, have won 2 games, losing 4 matches out of the last 6 recent encounters. All right, when you look at performances from home and away basis, Twente have won 8 games from home, and they've also had 2 losses out of those last 10 home matches that they had so far. And the away side, Fortuna Sittard winning 2 matches and 3 draws in the last 10 away games, but they've also lost 5 games in the last 10 away matches. All right, for Twente, they've been averaging about 2 goals per home matches. And Fortuna Sittard, also have been seeing some goals also in the last away games that they've had so far. And on head-to-head basis, it was Twente who have actually dominated the proceedings between these two sides, winning all the games, against this very side in the last 5 head-to-head meetings. The last meeting was actually in November of last year. We saw Twente from away beating Fortuna Sittard by 2-1. All right, prior to that, we saw them beating Fortuna Sittard from home by 2 goals. All right, and this one we'll be looking at the home side, doing so very well once again, and we expect to see, home side winning out shortly in this one. Home win, that's what we expect for that very encounter. All right, that takes us to the next for today. It is in German Bundesliga, where we have Heidenheim, who will be up against Bayer Leverkusen. All right, Heidenheim have won 2 games and 2 draws. Also, they've lost 2 matches in the last 6 matches that they have so far. On the way side, Bayer Leverkusen have won 2 games, but have lost 4 matches out of the last 6 recent encounters. That's quite very, very unlikely. Quite very unexpected for Leverkusen, losing 4 matches out of 6. All right, but when we look at how these two teams are fared on home and away basis, you could see that Heidenheim have won 2 matches and a draw, but have lost 7 games in the last 10 home matches. That tells you that these sides have not been very, very fantastic playing from home. And the away side, Leverkusen have won 5 matches and 2 draws, but have lost 3 games in the last 10 away matches. We saw them losing in the German Cup against Armin Belfield on that occasion, and would they be looking to bounce back to winning ways in this very one, seeing that they've actually dominated the proceedings against this very side. The last 4 meetings I've seen them winning 4 out of those last 4 meetings. All right, the last head-to-head meeting for both sides happened in November of last year. Bayer Leverkusen was from home, and they won by 5-2, like in this very tie. But in this very one, we'll be expecting to see lots of goals as well, and we expect to see a minimum of 3 goals appearing in this very encounter. It is and over 2.5. That's what we expect for this very game. All right, okay, that takes us to the next. It is in Italian Serie A, where we have Parma FC will be coming up against Inter Milan, and Parma have seen 1 victory and 3 draws. Have also lost 2 matches in the last recent 6 games, and away side Inter Milan have won 5 games and a draw out of the last 6 matches that they had, on home and away basis. You can see that Parma, playing from home, have won 3 games and 2 draws, losing 5 matches out of the last 10 home attempts. And the away side, Inter Milan have won 5 games and 3 draws, also losing 2 matches out of the last 10 away games that they have so far. And Inter also dominated the head-to-head meetings. The last 5 meetings for both sides saw Inter winning 4 out of 5, and the other one being a draw. So in this one, we'll be hoping to see the away side, Inter Milan, taking the day in this very encounter, and it is away side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very match, and that brings our predictions for you today on Betcraft to conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also, remember to play responsibly. These are football games. That being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions right on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.